Hey y'all, I'm Smoking Joe Lasher and welcome to the Ingles table. Today we're gonna do pan-seared sea scallops with a rainbow shard. I got everything that I need at my local Ingles, so let's get started. And I've already gotten started. What we've done here is I've got a skillet over medium-high heat with a sliced yellow onion and a little bit of olive oil. We've got those going till these onions are starting to turn translucent. I have some shaved carrot and some garlic. We're gonna put that in there. And we're gonna stir that around. Let that carrot and onion and garlic start to mix. We're gonna give this a couple of minutes. I use you can use a grater. I like to use a carrot peeler and just kind of, once you get the outer layer of that carrot off, just continue going down and shave these. They make just such a nice long shaving, and they cook down really a little quicker and cook down really well. We're gonna let that go for just a couple of minutes until the onions actually start to brown just a bit. All right, so now that those onions have started to brown, we're gonna go ahead and add our rainbow shard. I got this from the organic department and the produce department at Ingles, and we've chopped that. I don't know if you ever cooked any greens, but we just chopped that up. Of course, no stems, just the shard itself. I'm gonna put that in, and then I've got about a half a cup of chicken broth. Gonna pour that in. We're gonna give it a good stir, just to kind of mix that up a little bit. We're gonna add some salt to that. We're gonna do a little more salt and lemon when we're done. So we're gonna move this over to medium-low heat with a lid on. We're gonna let that simmer for about 5 to 8 minutes. And while that's simmering, we're gonna go ahead and do our scallops. All right, I've got a little bit of vegetable oil. I'm gonna put this into the pan, get it going on a medium-high heat. We really want to get that pan nice and hot so we can get the sear that we want on these scallops. Now these are beautiful, fresh sea scallops from the Ingles seafood department. I've already patted those dry. I do have a paper towel, but what I've done is taken them out, patted them down on both sides. We're gonna take a little bit of all-purpose flour, not a ton, just a little. And the reason we're doing that is it just helps with the browning, because we want a really nice brown color to the sear on these. Then we're gonna take just some pepper, a little bit of sea salt. We're gonna season the other side when we put these down in the pan. So we're gonna let this oil almost get to the smoke point, which is exactly what it is. It starts to smoke just a little bit. And it only takes a couple of minutes per side on these scallops to have them just perfect. Okay, so our pan is nice and hot, and this part's gonna go pretty quickly. We've got that oil hot. We're gonna take our first scallop and we're gonna put it seasoned side down, and you can just hear that sizzle go. I'm gonna go ahead and line this pan right around here. And you want to keep that going. You want to watch your heat. Don't feel free to, if you need to move it off of the flame or off the heat a little bit. But we don't ever want to lose the overall temperature of the pan, but you also don't want to create a situation where you're getting grease burns or whatever. So I'm going straight back while these are down. I'm just going to do again a little bit of flour on each one. And then the same thing, a little salt and pepper. We're gonna go about 2 minutes on this side, and then we're gonna do the flip. We might as well check on our shard. It's cooking down nicely. Now, if they start to stick just a little, you can just take a small spatula, just move them around just a bit. We don't want them to stick, and they shouldn't with that oil in the pan, but we want them to stay together and look beautiful on the plate. Okay, so our pan was nice and hot. We've gone a couple minutes, 2 or 3 minutes. You can always check and see, but if you take, and we're just gonna flip these right over, check that out. A little bit of golden brown, but not so much that they're crusty. Look at that sear. And the more flour that you use, the darker that sear is gonna be. So now that we're turning these over, I'm gonna let that other side cook. I'm gonna drop in some butter and minced garlic. And we want to continue over medium-high heat. And then what we want to do is as that butter melts, we're just going to swirl this scallops around just a bit. And while that's finishing off with that butter and garlic, we're just going to take another look at this. Stir this chard around, carrots and onions. We're almost ready. All right, folks. So we're gonna finish off here. Look at that buttery, beautiful goodness in there. You could actually turn and make that into a sauce if you'd like. But what we're gonna do is I'm cutting the heat. Whoops, wrong way. I'm cutting the heat on the chard. Pop that lid. So to finish this off, we're gonna pour in some lemon zest and lemon juice from half a lemon. Put that in there. We're gonna add a little more salt, a little more pepper. We're gonna give that a nice mix just to get that lemony flavor in there. Look at that beautiful color. In the fall, having root vegetables and greens, it's just an amazing thing. And then the last thing I'm gonna do is I've got about a 1/4 cup of crispy bacon that I cooked off. You may or may not wanna do that, but I think the bacon, the saltiness, with a little bit of bitterness of the greens and the sweetness of these scallops, it just goes amazing together. So let's get ready to put these on the plate. I'm gonna take some of this here. I roasted off a few carrots just for garnish. I think it looks beautiful on the plate. And then I'm gonna just go ahead and use my hand here and put these scallops right here on the plate. And there you have it. Pan-seared sea scallops with rainbow chard, and carrot and onion. I want to thank you for joining me at the Ingles table. Pick up your copy of the Ingles Table magazine at any deli for free. This recipe for my pan-seared scallops and so many more are there, and you can find many tips, tricks, and recipes at ingles-markets.com.